Hey guys, welcome back to the Toledo Glass Administration tutorials, and today on this episode we are going to be talking about shipping containers. Now, as I mentioned in one of the first videos, this system is very abstracted. Everything is basically its own module, and everything works very independently. It all comes together and works together, for the end goal of purchasing and selling things to customers. But everything in and of itself, as far as configuration goes, is pretty exclusive. So in order to work with shipping containers, just a brief overview of why we're going to be working with shipping containers, you have to specify, as an administrator, you're going to have to specify all of the shipping containers that you are going to be using to ship items out. And that is so that our packaging system, which I mentioned in one of the previous videos, is fully automated. That's so our packaging system knows which boxes to put different items in based on the item size and based on the package or the box size. So to get to the shipping containers area, just hit on, go over to your sidebar, click shipping, and then click containers. It's going to bring up this screen here. So as you can see, we've got a couple of different containers in here already for testing, but we're going to go ahead and click new container, and you're going to be presented with this screen. This is going to be a short video because it's a pretty short explanation of what you need to do. So the first thing that you see here is the shipping container name. Now I recommend you just name that something that is basically describes the container. So if you notice back on the shipping container dashboard, you saw we had like a USPS flat rate box. So let's just name this one USPS flat rate medium box. Okay, so let's say we get, because all the medium boxes are the same dimensions. So let's say we get a bunch of USPS flat rate medium boxes. Then you're going to enter the length, width, and height, and then the weight of the box when empty. So we'll start with, I guess I should clarify. If you remember back to the product video about dimensions, length and width are interchangeable as depth. So I know that might be confusing, and hopefully if you didn't understand it then, you talked to me about it and we were able to go through it, and you understand it now. But if you don't, so if you still don't understand it, let me know and we can kind of go through that and make sure we're all on the same page. But basically, you're just going to take the length, width, and height of the container and you're going to enter it here. So I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head what the dimensions of a medium flat rate box are, but we'll just go ahead and say it is a 10 by 10 by 5. So it's a box, so it's going to be like an actual cube. It's going to be 10 inches by 10 inches, and then it's going to be 5 inches tall. And the weight when empty on average is going to be 0. We need that because the shipping module will take that and calculate that into the rate based on the weight of the entire package. But normally it's going to be 0. I still encourage you to take the box, throw it on a scale, figure out exactly how much it is. Even if it's 0.05, you're still going to want to enter 0.05 here, but we're just going to call it 0. So go ahead, create the container, and it'll give you an operation successful, and you'll be good to go. So at this point, you can update or delete the container, anything like that. Change the name, change the dimensions, whatever. And then the packaging module, and then consequently the shipping module will go ahead and use this information. So I guess the key points about this video are you're going to need to make sure all of these dimensions are very exact, including the weight. And then as far as the name goes, you're going to want to use something that you can identify, as well as something that may be shown to your customers. And I say may because the system is very extensive, and customers may or may not get to a point where they have to see what type of container it was shipped in. So on the tracking pages, for example, for customers, this will be displayed, but this will not be displayed, the name of the container will not be displayed when they're choosing a shipping method, for example. So that's just something to keep in mind. Name it something that's descriptive, name it something that's concise, and definitely name it something that gets the point across. So as usual, guys, if you have any questions, let me know, and be careful.